Can you take us through what I call, I guess, like holding your shot or almost like taking and creating more time on a dink?
So here I'm going to demonstrate the 3 different ways to take a ball, and from your perspective, see how it looks. So this is off the rise, or while the ball's still rising. Notice how I'm taking it a lot earlier, so I'm going to tend to take it closer to the net, but I still can't create much offense out of it. Now this is at the apex. And then this is going to be while the ball's on the fall.
So something I've noticed you doing when we've been dinking as well is sometimes you take the ball on the rise, sometimes you take it at its peak, sometimes you actually are letting the ball drop down a little bit lower, and it is really kind of like unsettling to play against from the other side.
Yeah, so exactly what you said, like there's 3 different, I'd say, heights or points within the ball's trajectory that you can hit it on the rise at the apex and then off the bounce, and then when it's declining. Holding is when you're hitting that ball on the fall.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's
that's
peaked,
after, yeah.
It's come up, it's peaked. Most people think that you're going to hit it at its highest point, but you are still waiting, and you give yourself a little bit more time there.
Yes, and so it's just a split second because obviously you want to hit it near the apex, just like with drops, even though you're hitting it while the ball's falling. It's basically right after it falls off the apex. Same with this, because if you let the ball drop so much, then you're going to hit every single ball way below the net, so you're never going to be able to hit a successful speed up.
Right, so there's a trade-off between the height and then the ability to hold and like watch where your opponent is starting to twitch or move.
For sure. Just like when you're taking, when someone hits a third and you're hitting an aggressive 4th ball, you want to hit it at the apex or sometimes even a little bit on the rise to catch them because they're still moving in or they're not fully prepared for it. This is going to be the complete opposite, but the same thing. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, the complete opposite, just the same thing. All right, let's show them something. Hopefully it'll make sense when we show them.
But hey, the main point of holding shots.
Yeah, get to the main point.
The main point of holding shots is to get your opponent to slide early in anticipation for a specific ball, but you haven't even connected with the ball yet. So it forces them to mistime their footwork, forces them to even mistime the way their mind is thinking at ways, because, for example, sometimes people slide early cross court. When you're in a cross court battle, they just expect it to come back cross court. But if you hold it, then they may slide early when you still haven't made contact, which opens up the middle.
So are you actually watching for this, or are you just kind of guessing that, like, hey, when I'm holding this shot, I think they're going to be going, to cover the cross court a little bit too early? Like, are you actually watching them, or are you just messing with them?
So, just like in any sport, you watch it through your peripheral. So, like, my eye's still on the ball, but when I'm looking at the ball right here, I can still see up to wherever my opponent is. So if I know that you're sliding, or I know if you're a foot off the kitchen line, then that's going to alter how I hit this ball. I know it's a lot more inputs, but it's basically making a more educated guess based off of what you see in your peripheral.
Gotcha. All right, let's do a few. All right, Branson, take a look. Take a look at what I'm doing with my feet. Get in here. So I know you've been wondering, Zane, what are those dope shoes you've been wearing? Well, they're a collaboration between Sqairz and Pro XR Pickleball. Sqairz features a square toe, which allows for more space for the toes in the shoe. Not only is it more comfortable, it's more functional, since your toes are free to grip the ground more naturally, improving balance and playability. If you're not sold, Sqairz has a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can try yours risk-free by following the link in the description. So this pairs like really well with speeding the ball up too, especially on the decline. I notice you get me with that sometimes where where I start to show like, okay, I'm sliding one way or another because I thought you were going to hit that ball already.
Yeah, exactly. So if anyone's not centered, even if somebody is centered in the middle of the box, but people tend to cheat. So if you're centered more over here or more towards the middle of the court, then I can get you to slide a little bit earlier to then open up a part of the court.
Gotcha. Okay.
Or even to mistime footwork. So some people tend to, obviously
There's
dinking's
the
all
split
about
step,
timing.
right?
Yeah. So if they mistime their split step, then they're too ahead of it, they're too late to it, then all of that goes into it.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, well, let me try a few of these. Let me start with the dink. I'll start with on the rise.
My bad. And it unsettles me that you do. Like being your opponent, I'm just so like anxious for you to hit this ball.
All right, so now like I'm gonna try and work some of these with speed ups, and I'll see like, where I can get you to sort of move or slide or whatever. It's a little tougher with just one-on-one, I feel like, but I'm gonna try and speed some up, not necessarily from the apex, but after holding.
Even that, like it was micro, but you mistimed everything. Everything in my swing. Don't make a micro joke.
Oh, that one was like just not well executed, and I was too far off, but I just feel like I'm giving myself more time. Come on. He's making me look good for my channel. Trust me, the stuff that goes on his channel is all just dunking on me. I mean, it's a lot of editing required. Oh my God, get this man a map.
That was a good ball, but f you.
So, how often are you like actually using this stuff in matches?
Oh, every single game I'm using it. It all just varies on my opponent.
Yeah.
So
what skill level do you think people should be starting to mess around with this stuff? I mean, like, I probably wouldn't advise this to Kathy. You can't make 2 dinks in a row, right? Like, so do you think this is like a 5-0 plus sort of deal, or?
Yeah, I'd say 5-0. Maybe you start learning multiple speed up strategies rather than spots around like a good 4-5 level. But I'd say, yeah, comfortably probably around a 5-0, because a 5-0 they can hit all their different spots with speed ups, and they also know patterns. But now it's becoming a little bit more creative to create more patterns off of it.
Yeah.
Make sure to tune in to the most recent video that I posted. It was where Zane, Julian, and I got on a panel and guessed the pro impersonation. I think that's probably my most fun video to date, and it's 20 minutes long, and you won't regret going on it. No.
Bruh.
No! And that's why Carlos is the best impersonator in the game right
I
now.
like that he goes over the top.
If you don't know this one,
I don't know
click-
why you're
click
watching
off the
this video.
Click
Yeah.
off the video. Yeah, and by the way, at the end of this video, be sure to stick around. The loser is getting something drawn on their forehead.
I didn't know that.